Level 0, the Wannabe. This is where hacking dreams begin and die at the same time. Meet the friend who once managed to reset a Wi-Fi router and now struts around like a digital demigod. They guess the neighbor's Wi-Fi password 123, and suddenly think they've unlocked the Matrix. You can practically see them imagining themselves in a leather trench coat, dodging imaginary firewalls like they're bullets. Reality check? Their entire hacking education comes from one late-night binge with Mr. Robot and a couple of half-remembered YouTube tutorials. They throw around words like mainframe, IP trace, and firewall breach. But the truth is, they don't know the difference between a proxy server and a pizza server. Their biggest accomplishment so far? Changing their Instagram handle to shadowninja_404 and posting blurry screenshots of command prompts with captions like "system hacked." NASA, beware. Of course, they brag endlessly about cracking a CAPTCHA. They'll tell the story like they defeated a military-grade encryption system. But really, all they did was click a box that said, "I'm not a robot." Impressive, right? Their laptop wallpaper is probably a glowing green matrix code, and they insist on typing with furious speed whenever someone's watching, even if all they're doing is Googling how to hack Gmail. At the end of the day, the only system they've truly broken into is their mom's Netflix account. And even that was by guessing the password 1234.
Level 1. The Script Kiddie. Welcome to the first rung of the hacker ladder, the Script Kiddie. These are the wide-eyed rookies of the digital underworld, and they live by a simple motto: why learn to code when you can just copy-paste someone else's exploit? Their hacking arsenal is a messy folder of free tools downloaded from sketchy forums, half of which are flagged by antivirus before they even open. But does that stop them? Absolutely not. Script kiddies are the kids who think running LOIC, low orbit ion cannon, to take down a website is the same as declaring cyber war. They'll type a single command into a pre-built tool and suddenly strut around like they've just breached the Pentagon. They have no idea what's happening behind the scenes, but they know one thing for sure: it looks really cool when green text scrolls across their terminal like in the Matrix. Their favorite hangouts are Discord servers, Reddit threads, and YouTube tutorials with titles like "Hack Any Wi-Fi in 5 Minutes." They love telling their friends they DDoSed the server last night, leaving out the part where the server was their own Minecraft realm crashing from lag. Don't get it twisted. Script kiddies aren't dangerous because they're skilled. They're dangerous because they're unpredictable. Like kids with firecrackers, sometimes they accidentally set off sparks in places they shouldn't, drawing way more attention than they ever intended. Legends in their own minds, but still just apprentices in the real game. Level 2, the White Hat. This is the moment our wannabe hacker finally decides to play for the good guys. Welcome to the noble realm of the White Hat. These are the people who realize, hey, maybe not ending up in federal prison is actually kind of cool. They trade shady midnight exploits for official certifications, textbooks thicker than a phone book, and home labs that look like a server farm squeezed into a bedroom. Their room hums with secondhand servers stacked like Lego blocks, glowing routers and cables running everywhere. To their parents, it looks like the lair of a mad scientist, and yet Mom still interrupts every night asking, "Are you sure this isn't illegal?" They reply for the 50th time, "No, I'm not going to jail. Yes, this is a real career." These are the ones who show up at hackathons not to cause chaos, but to flex their new ethical muscles. Their tool of choice? Kali Linux. Their favorite phrase? Actually, that's a vulnerability. They proudly call themselves penetration testers in training, although that at parties usually earns them blank stares. Don't be fooled, they still want to look badass, but instead of dropping malware, they're patching holes, reporting bugs, and saving companies from real criminals. The irony? They're basically superheroes in hoodies, but they're the boring kind of superheroes. No explosions, no bank heists, just quietly saving the digital world one vulnerability report at a time. Level 3, the pen tester. This is where hacking finally goes pro. No more trench coats and matrix fantasies. These are the hackers who actually get paid to break into stuff. Officially, they're called penetration testers. Unofficially, they're the lucky few who figured out how to make a living by thinking like criminals without ever getting a record. These folks swap the hoodie and headphones look for business casual, polish their LinkedIn with buzzwords like cybersecurity consultant, and suddenly become fluent in boardroom language. They can explain SQL injection to a group of executives in plain English, and somehow do it without saying pwned. That's a real skill. But here's the inside scoop. 80% of their job isn't hacking. It's paperwork. Endless reports. They'll spend hours mapping vulnerabilities, writing 50-page documents, and highlighting critical risks that the CEO will skim for 3 seconds before asking, "So, are we safe now?" The other 20%? Actually poking holes in firewalls and testing logins until something breaks. And yes, every now and then they get hit with that request from management, "Can you just hack our competitors?" Cue the facepalm. They didn't go through years of training to become James Bond with a keyboard. They're basically IT plumbers, patching leaks before the basement floods. Still, the paycheck's nice, the thrill is real, and nothing beats the look on a company's face when the pen tester reveals they slipped in through a Wi-Fi printer. Heroes, villains, neither. They're professional troublemakers with HR approval.
Level 4. The Bug Bounty Hunter. This is the Wild West of hacking. No bosses, no rules, just coffee, code, and the hope of cash. Bug bounty hunters are the freelancers of the cyber world. Instead of robbing banks, they hunt for vulnerabilities in major websites and apps, then cash in when they report them. Sounds glamorous, right? Instagram makes it look that way. Picture them in a cafe, latte in one hand, laptop glowing, caption reading, "Just bagged a 20K bug." Reality check? For every jackpot story, thousands are grinding away for pocket change. Hours of digging through messy code, sleepless nights testing edge cases, all for a $50 payout, enough to cover an energy drink and maybe half the Wi-Fi bill. That's the unpolished truth behind the highlight reels. Their lifestyle is a mix of adrenaline and exhaustion. Some bounce from coffee shops to 24-hour diners, headphones on, fingers flying, hunting for bugs no one else noticed. Others practically live online, juggling dozens of programs at once, refreshing dashboards like slot machines. Their bookmarks are a chaotic mix, 90% hacking tools, 10% therapy websites to remind themselves they're not insane. And yet when they do land something big, when that XSS or injection flaw turns into thousands of dollars, it feels like hitting the jackpot in Vegas. Bug bounty hunters live for that rush, chasing the next vulnerability like treasure buried in code. Modern cowboys, but with Red Bull instead of whiskey. Level 5. The Red Teamer. If the pen testers are plumbers, red teamers are the special forces. These are the hackers companies hire to act like full-blown criminals, and they take the job way too seriously, in the best way possible. Forget running canned scripts. These people orchestrate entire cyber war games. Phishing emails custom-written to trick Susan from HR? Check. Dropping a USB stick in the parking lot labeled confidential salaries? Oh, absolutely. Crafting malware so sneaky it tiptoes past antivirus like a ninja? That's Tuesday. Red teamers thrive in chaos. Their stories sound like spy novels, breaking into a network at 3 a.m. during a drill, convincing someone over the phone to hand over credentials, or sneaking in through a forgotten smart coffee machine connected to the Wi-Fi. They've got tales of glory, like cracking a corporate system in under an hour, and tales of disaster, like the rookie who accidentally tripped a real alarm during a test and nearly caused a full-blown panic. Their goal isn't just to break things, it's to stress test everything. They push security teams to the brink, simulating real attackers so the defenders don't get too comfortable. And they know the brutal truth. No matter how strong the defenses, someone in accounting will still click that bonus check email. Red teamers live for that moment when the impossible becomes possible, fueled by caffeine, adrenaline, and the thrill of knowing they're the closest thing to digital ninjas. Level 6. The Government Ghost. This is where hacking crosses into the shadows. Forget bug bounties and company reports. Government hackers play in a league where the stakes are national secrets, not Wi-Fi passwords. They're the people you'll never meet, never recognize, and probably never even know existed. Their digital fingerprints scrubbed. Their identities buried deeper than Area 51. These aren't hoodie-wearing freelancers in coffee shops. No, these are career operatives, trained like cyber special agents. Their targets? Foreign governments, criminal syndicates, terrorist networks, sometimes even allies. Because in this world, trust is just a polite lie. They spend months, sometimes years, worming their way into networks, building secret backdoors, and waiting silently until the right moment to strike. And they don't just hack, they disappear. A government ghost could be sitting across from you on the subway, casually scrolling their phone, while on a hidden laptop they're dismantling a foreign power's communication system. They're the phantoms of the digital age, never seen, but always there. Success for them is not fame or fortune, it's silence. The mission that no one ever hears about, the breach that never makes the news, the quiet job well done whispered in a secure briefing room. They don't brag on Twitter, they don't post screenshots, they vanish. In the hacker hierarchy, the government ghosts are myth made real, legends with clearance levels, ghosts who walk in code, reshaping wars without ever firing a shot. Level 7, the Black Hat Elite. This is the summit, the hackers who don't just play the game, they own it. Black Hat Elite aren't chasing bug bounties or 9-to-5 security gigs. They're running empires in the shadows. Whole syndicates operate under their command, generating fortunes that flow through crypto wallets, offshore accounts, and darknet marketplaces. These are the puppet masters, the kind of hackers that governments quietly whisper about but rarely admit exist. They don't waste time bragging on Discord or flexing on Instagram. Their operations are precise, ruthless, and terrifyingly professional. One week they're siphoning millions through ransomware campaigns. The next, they're selling custom zero-day exploits to the highest bidder. Every tool they craft is a weapon, and every target is a battlefield. Their networks are sprawling webs of loyal foot soldiers, botnet herders, carders, social engineers, and money mules. And while some stay cloaked in anonymity, others lean into the legend, building reputations on underground forums where their handles carry more weight than a mafia boss's name. What makes them elite isn't just skill, it's power. The ability to shut down hospitals, drain banks, cripple supply chains, even influence elections. They're the digital equivalent of crime lords, pulling strings from behind screens, untouchable by borders or laws. For every firewall built, they're 2 steps ahead. For every security patch released, they've already found the next crack. Black Hat Elite aren't just hackers, they're architects of chaos. And in the cyber underworld, they're the final boss.